Welcome back to another episode of Doing Football. Today, very special one for you. We've been talking about the OwnersBox SuperFlex salary cap game today, going through the details of strategy, how you want to construct your lineups. We'll walk you through, navigating the platform, and then eventually building your lineup on here. So Jared's got his screen shared for you here. You guys are looking at it now. He's in the dashboard. All he has to do is go to the lobby, look for our 100K week one contest. And again, SuperFlex contest, just hop into the lineup builder. SuperFlex contest, so we've got no defense, no kicker, which we love to see.
Love that.
Don't have to worry about the bullshit that comes with, young
Which kicker is going to go off?
Yeah, having nailed a 60-yarder that week. And then, the funniest part to me is that we play fantasy football, and anyone who includes the kicker position, we're basically looking for an offense that's good enough to get near the end zone, but not actually get into it. But not that good. It's like, how are we supposed to predict something like that? Yeah. So again, you'll see it on the right: 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, a tight end. You've got 2 flex positions along with your 1 quarterback slot, and then the super flex spot, which you've got a lot of freedom with. We'll talk a bit of strategy and how we approach it. Jared, what do you like to do early on in terms of construction?
Well, first, I like to go all the way to the bottom and find the cheapest guys and see if there's any great values that are that cheap.
I got one for you, Jared.
Yeah?
His name.
Do not say Amon-Ra St. Brown.
It rhymes with Clenana.
What?
Craint Trown.
All right. No, I refuse to click add Amon-Ra.
I'll admit
to this.
rookies in week 1 is something I'm not really prone to do.
Let's pass on that. Speaking of, let's go with Terrace Marshall, week 1.
After the big contract for Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
What do you think of, this is probably a really deep play for me, but I don't see Ty Johnson being someone that's owned by very many people.
Yeah.
And he's creating some buzz in camp. Look, guys, on this on our platform, in any single slate or 1 week contest, you want to look to find people, of course, at a low price that maybe can get into the end zone, but you want to look for players that people aren't targeting and aren't extremely obvious or highly owned by people that are also in the contest. Because if you find a guy that gets in the end zone or runs for 70 yards and a couple touchdowns and nobody else is owning him, you're going to ascend up the leaderboard. So look for guys like that. I haven't really looked at Ty Johnson much, but as we were scrolling through it, I think that's an interesting one because he's a minimum running back. Exactly.
He could, if he's the lead back, then we could see him have a pretty decent week.
Nice matchup. Again, these 2 teams have a lot to prove in week 1.
Yeah.
Both quarterbacks especially. And then the running back room is a little murky. So let's throw Ty Johnson in there. I've never done it so far. We've been constructing lineups, but I've never thrown Ty Johnson in there. So Jared, you can search for him and add him. So
another thing I look for with these very low-priced guys is just especially the wide receiver position, guys who are the kind of guys who might have 1 point, but also might have 18 points. The guys who will just have that one massive catch. So that leaves Mecole Hardman, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, guys like that. Because remember, with these salary cap contests, it doesn't matter if you have an average team. It's only about having the best possible team. So you look for upside all the time. So I wouldn't mind throwing in a Marquez Valdes-Scantling for $3,600, and that's a cheap guy that we can throw in there, and then it means we can put in some expensive guys later on.
Yeah, I've really started to think about the Saints defense and what they lost because of getting down to that, getting below the or getting under the cap. So the secondary is getting a lot weaker behind Williams there. So they're an interesting opponent in this week 1 slate.
Plus, not many people are going to put Marquez Valdes-Scantling in their lineup.
No, you got to scroll a bit to find him, guys.
Yeah,
that's why you're watching this video, trying to get a little better on here. So
let's throw him in there.
I like
MVS.
that.
Another strategy that we like to use is stacking quarterbacks with wide receivers. So one of my favorite cheap stacks is Zach Wilson with Corey Davis.
Yep.
Now, since it's SuperFlex, you have to get 2 quarterbacks, and Zach Wilson, he's one of the cheaper guys. He's down there at $5,600.
He is the cheapest.
Yeah.
Other than I think Tyrod Taylor, he's the cheapest.
It's the same price as Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones sucks.
Yeah. Never. You will never see him in my lineup ever. Ever. I shouldn't say that because we're going to be doing this every week from now until the end of the season, even including the playoffs. So maybe he does sneak in, but God.
Yeah. And Corey Davis, he's just been incredible in this preseason. Like, he's had a great connection with Zach Wilson. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see this duo light up the Panthers defense.
PPR scoring format here, and you're going to take, we're taking a couple guys with some that have the chance to have some really high upside, but I think we're also building a steady floor here with Wilson and Davis.
So far we've got 4 guys of the 9. And if you see here, this little box says the average you're allowed to spend on the remaining. And so of the 5 guys we have left, we can spend an average of $6,400. So that means we can get some really high priced guys with these last.
Yeah, I'm always looking at that is what my average is. So what Calvin Ridley's someone I've constantly looked at.
Yeah, he's got a great matchup.
As matchup and just volume wise, he seems to constantly be someone. Justin Jefferson is another. To me, Jefferson screams as a player that might be owned by a lot of people. We've had a lot of people in the industry building some lineups on OwnersBox, sharing them on Twitter, sharing them on their socials. I've seen Jefferson and Cousins be a popular tandem, so I'm prone to stay away from it just because of that. But the Jefferson matchup I think is great as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would prefer the Ridley one just because like it's such a great matchup against the Eagles.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Should we throw Calvin Ridley in there?
I like Ridley, definitely.
All right.
So where are we now in terms of per game price?
6,250 is what we're left. And we still have to throw a tight end in there too.
Yeah, which will be on the lower end. Unless we got some salary left over, maybe we can spend a little bit. I want to talk about
running back.
I want to talk quickly about wide receiver. How many wide receivers do we have?
We have 3: MVS, Corey Davis, and Calvin Ridley.
Okay, so maybe we don't talk about Robert Woods. Let me just mention him quickly as an option. Maybe someone we talk about next week. The Bears are a sneaky bad passing defense. They also had to let Kyle Fuller go. They've put what's his first name? Johnson. Is it? Can't remember. He's now their top cornerback. After last year was his rookie season, they're not really in a great spot in the secondary, and I think a lot of people be intimidated by the Bears defense in terms of just a 1-week slate. So I wouldn't be afraid to look at Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I think they're just mainly like a really good run defense.
Yeah, exactly. But that's for another time. So let's talk running back then.
All right, running back. So we only have Ty Johnson, so I think we should look for a higher priced guy here. Now, one thing you mentioned was avoiding the guys everybody likes to target, and it seems like a lot of people are loving the Christian McCaffrey because he's only $300 cheaper than like Dalvin Cook and $500 cheaper than Kamara. So I think a lot of people are going to have McCaffrey in their lineups.
Yeah.
So we have to fade that, fade the public. That's how you win these lineups. So McCaffrey maybe not, Cook maybe not. What do you think after that?
I like Derrick Henry. I think he's an easy player that'll be overlooked. If we get down a little farther, I do think Najee's a little underpriced just because of the Bills' defense. But I remember James Conner's line against the Bills last year. It was 10 rushing attempts for 13 yards. So that's a little intimidating to think about.
I really don't mind Najee at that price. Like that's a very
he's a good price.
One.
I think Nick Chubb could have a big game in Week 1 against the Chiefs.
Although now that I look at it, we have to put James Robinson in our lineup.
Yeah, we did. Did we even mention that?
Well, we haven't because now that Travis Etienne's hurt, he might not play Week 1. And there's a high chance he won't play Week 1.
Exactly. So there's a balance between, hey, let's make sure we don't have guys that are highly rostered by other people, but James Robinson could be a player because these lineups or these prices were set so early on that he might be someone you really need to have included into your lineup because, he's playing the Texans in Week 1. This is probably going to be the worst team in the NFL, and let's just grab the easy point total, the easy production from James Robinson, and then we can look at getting that low roster percentage the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean you can't avoid taking the 5,800,
right?
Yeah.
What do we have salary wise?
6,400 per 3 to go. 3
positions left. Why don't we look at the second quarterback spot?
Okay.
What
should we look for a stack?
I was going to just say that. So what we've got, I think Aaron Rodgers is someone that's at a good price. That Valdez-Scantling Rodgers stack isn't bad.
I don't mind that. And then we can maybe even pair that with a tight end.
Who else are we looking at in terms of quarterbacks or stack wise?
I like Tannehill too, but if we're looking for because I don't really want to pair I was thinking like Tunyon would be a great add for the tight end.
Yeah.
How much would that leave us with here if we put Tunyon in there? Where is he? 4,200. Yeah, so that leaves us 7,800 with 1 to go.
With just do we put Aaron Rodgers in?
Yeah, with Rodgers, MVS, Tunyon stack.
Whew. Okay, so then we can grab a guy like
we can take Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, we grab Kamara or Henry. I'm more prone to go with Henry.
Just because
I think
more
this
people.
is a good matchup, and I think he's going to be less owned. And
Yeah.
again, James Robinson is someone that I think will be hammered on. I see people seeing Kamara and saying, "Hey, you know,
He's
this
the
is
only
the
guy.
greatest matchup, but this is the only guy." And then there's that really square way to think about Derrick Henry, and that we got to wait till like week 12, and then this guy will nobody will want to tackle him.
Yeah.
The Cardinals might not want to tackle him just in week 1 alone. So I like Henry there.
Let's throw him in there. And that's our full lineup.
So on OwnersBox, we do have a promo code for you, Drew9. That's for our investor spokesperson, Drew Brees. In the top right corner, you'll see the add promo code button. Jared's added it in right now. Put in promo code Drew9, and you'll get a free entry into the week 1 contest. Before we let you go, though, have to let you know about our sponsors over at Manscaped. You need to check out the Lawnmower 4.0. I've been a paying customer for Manscaped
Yes, so have
well
I.
before this has been available. The 4.0, they're continuing to take it to another level. Take care of the business downstairs. You know, don't let things get too far. I know for some of you, maybe you haven't been out too much in the last calendar year and a bit. Let's take care of that business down there. Check out the Lawnmower 4.0 and use promo code BOX. Fantastic promo code. Promo code BOX for 20% off and free shipping with Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Take care of things downstairs. Take care of your nuts. Take care of your bush. Take care of it all. Thank you guys for watching. Again, promo code Drew9 on OwnersBox. Play our SuperFlex salary cap game. Get into the week 1 contest. Tons of fun on here. Build as many as 10 lineups into the week 1 contest. Like the video if you enjoyed. Comment down below. And of course, join our Discord. Thank you guys for tuning in.